Okay, this coat is now officially dry. I've actually used my hair dryer to dry that a bit. And what I am going to do now is I am going to use some of my silicone paints again to do my next layer. And for the next layer I am going to use the bruised purple, which would be my second mottling color. So I'm going to take out some of the purple again for the next color, which is the purple. And remember, it's again, this is part B, and we're going to add equal parts of part B and part A on our tray, our mixing tray. Okay, so I've got my part A here, and I'm going to add equal part. Okay, obviously I'm mixing this up again as I did before. Make sure you mix this really well. Okay, again I'm going to take some of my naphtha, just adding a drop at a time, mixing it in well. Still a little bit too stiff, so I'm adding a little bit more, another drop. So with this little spatula, just by scooping into your naphtha, you can literally get a drop at a time out of it. So again, just scooping up, adding one drop. Doing the third drop. Okay, so now that that is mixed up, I'm going to take some of my sponge again, tearing off a piece. I'm just going to clean off this by adding some to my sponge. Okay. Again, I'm going to add a layer. Oh, this is way too dark. Okay, so what I am quickly going to do is I'm just going to take some paper towel with my naphtha, just quickly wipe this down. Okay. See, I caught that before it dried. So obviously that's a little bit too dark for me now. So what I am going to do, I'm going to take my MF clear, and remember we want a clean spatula. And I'm going to add some of the MF clear in there. Okay, now remember, MF clear is part B, so obviously we do need to add part A as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add equal quality of part A. I'm going to wipe this excess off, and I'm going to start mixing that in. Now again, if you see, it's going to be a little bit too stiff now because we added more silicone to that. So I'm going to add some more naphtha. 1, 2, I'm just going to add like 3 drops and see. If it's still too thick, I'll add more. Add another drop, mixing that in. Okay, now we should have more of a translucent purple. Okay, obviously this on the sponge was too dark now, so I'm just gonna get rid of most of it. Then I am going to dunk my sponge again. Literally touching the tips. If it's too much, I can just dab it once on my paper surface like that, and then transfer onto your doll. Now do remember that silicone tends to, after you've put your matting powder on, it will be lighter in color. So even if it is a little bit dark on your doll itself or on your piece, it will dry. It will be lighter once you've added your matting powder onto it. Another thing I need to mention is that you need to be careful for any dust in the area that you work. So usually what I like to do is once my painting is done, I will actually add something. I'll put like you can buy one of these plastic containers from Walmart, the storage containers, the translucent ones, and you can just put it upside down over your silicone pieces, and you just like have it hanging over the edge of the table so that it still gets some ventilation in there, and then leave it to dry that way. Like especially if you leave it overnight, because silicone does tend to attract quite a bit of dust. So in order to make sure that your doll isn't covered in dust particles, it would be ideal for you if you could actually cover it up with something. Okay, so as you can see, I've blended this layer quite a bit. It shows a little bit darker on camera than what this doll really is. This has actually got quite a nice neutral color. The actual silicone. So I have now done the purple layer, and I've made sure that I've blended in a little bit so that it's not too blotchy. And then I'm going to either now use my hairdryer again to blow it until it's dry, or you can leave it to air dry for about 2 hours.